Unclench those butt cheeks, Dodgers Nation. LA gets the win. They're one win away from the NLCS. The Dodgers take both games in Philadelphia. They're up 2-0 on the Phillies. Blake Treinen gave the Dodgers a scare. Tommy Edman gave the Dodgers a scare. Roki Sasaki comes in to get the final out. And the Dodgers get the dub. And we're breaking it down next on the #1 Dodgers postgame show.
Oh, Mookie Betts with his 15th
Mookie Magic! This Dodgers team is built to win back-to-back World Series.
One-of-a-kind player! One-of-a-kind season! Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone!
There's nothing that brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Thanks for rocking with us after the Dodgers win Game 2 of the NLDS against the Philadelphia Phillies. The Dodgers win by a final score of 4-3. Blake Snell, he was phenomenal. He went 6 innings, gave up no runs on 1 hit at 9 strikeouts. The Dodgers bullpen, it was shaky at the end because of Blake Treinen. The Dodgers and Dave Roberts elected to not go with Roki Sasaki in that spot. On the preview show today, I predicted that they would go to Blake Treinen in the 9th inning just because they know it's a deep postseason run. They know that at some point you're going to have to rely on him. They don't want to continue to let this Phillies offense get more looks at Roki Sasaki. That's a factor as well. But having said all that, Blake Treinen has looked better of late. Blake looked really good in the wild card round series against the Cincinnati Reds. And it looked like, hey, maybe this version of Blake Treinen was going to turn around. Maybe Blake Treinen was going to find that fire, find that magic, find that consistency that made him a postseason hero for the Dodgers last year, made him a postseason hero for the Dodgers in 2020. In the wild card round, he gave up 1 hit in an inning in the third, had 2 strikeouts, no walks. Tonight, though, Blake Treinen did not have it, and it almost cost the Dodgers a game. I saw the Dodgers 2025 World Series flash before my eyes because if the Phillies come back, get the split, they get the momentum, and then all they have to do to get it back to Philly is win 1 game in LA. And somehow, some way, the Dodgers found a way to hold on, and Roki Sasaki gets his 2nd save of his career. And thankfully, Freddie Freeman has gold on his glove too. Thankfully, Freddie Freeman always finds a way to make a clutch play for this Dodgers team because Roki Sasaki comes in, Trey Turner's at the plate, the tying runs at third, and the second pitch of the at-bat, 4-seam fastball in the inner half, and Trey Turner hits one to Tommy Edman, and Tommy does not make a sound throw. It bounces in front of Freddie Freeman, but Freddie gets down, gets low, and is able to field it, and the Dodgers, they escape with a win. This almost was a catastrophic disaster. This could have been avoided. The Dodgers, they were up 4-1 to start the 9th inning, and Blake Treinen gets the 9th. And look, there's a couple of ways you can look at this. Yes, in retrospect, the fact that Blake clearly did not have it, it's easy to say, oh, you should have just gone with Roki Sasaki. It's easy to say you should have gone to another reliever. You look at where Bohm is in the lineup. That is your cleanup hitter, the 4, 5, and 6 guys. You're also looking at right-handed batters. Bohm, right-handed batter. Real Muto, right-handed batter. And Nick Castellanos, also a right-handed batter. So they felt like that was the lane for Blake Treinen to come in and hopefully get out and finish the job. But the third pitch, you saw the sinker wasn't the worst pitch. Bohm singled to center. And then JT Realmuto on the 1-2 pitch, he leaves a 4-seam fastball up in the zone. Realmuto, he doubles to left, and he then sets up for Nick Castellanos, who goes down and gets a sweeper off the plate. I mean, not a bad pitch by any stretch, especially with 2 strikes, and you have to give them credit for being able to get the job done for the Phillies to score some runs. That made it a 4-3 game after the Castellanos double to left. And as a 4-3 game, then you're worried. Then you give those 2 runs, and I see people out there, oh, why didn't you come out and get the ball earlier? There's a 3-batter minimum rule, okay? So let's not forget that. And also, you got to let guys warm up. But give credit to Alex Vesia. He comes in, Stott, and then this is one of the plays, one of the big plays of this game. There was a defensive play by Miguel Rojas early in the game where you get the out at third, but the out at third was a major play for the Dodgers in this one. With runners after they had scored 2 runs to make it a 4-3 game after the Castellanos double, Vesia comes in, second pitch of the at-bat, you lay down the bunt, and they get the out at third. So a really great job by Mookie Betts to be over there to make that play. And then Bader hits for Marsh. Bader single to left. That gave the Phillies runners on first and second. And then Alex Vesia gets Kepler to ground into the fielder's choice to first, and they get the out at second to make it a 1 out away. And then they go to Roki Sasaki. So the only criticism here is if you were going to use Roki Sasaki, which you had a day off in between game 1 and game 2, and he's been so effective. The last outing, the last appearance, had 11 pitches, 9 for strikes. This one he comes out, and this is the difference here is he's coming out to face the top of that the top of that Phillies lineup, and he gets Trey Turner to ground to second. So I think moving forward, something needs to change as far as the usage of Blake Treinen, because if you keep going to Blake Treinen in those situations, he's going to cost you a game. He's going to cost you a game, and he almost cost them. Blake Treinen almost lost the World Series for the Dodgers tonight. I know it sounds crazy. I know that might be the hottest take you're going to hear tonight. I think Blake Treinen almost lost the Dodgers the World Series tonight. That's how critical this game was. If Blake Treinen gives up a bomb there, if Blake Treinen allows a home run there, I think that the Phillies have tons of momentum coming into LA, knowing they just need to get the split to bring it back to Philly. I think Blake Treinen almost lost the Dodgers a chance to repeat, a chance to send Kershaw out with a World Series title. I think that's how critical that was. But thank God for Freddie Freeman. Thank God for Roki Sasaki. Thank God for Teoscar Hernandez and Kike Hernandez and Blake Snell and Will Smith, the rest of this Dodgers team that stepped up. But man, Blake Treinen, my trust level plummeted. It's down to 2. Like, it is way down. It's going to be tough to earn that back because we're not even talking about a 1-run game. The Dodgers were up 4-1 in this game when Blake Treinen came in. He should have had a comfortable win there, a comfortable closeout of a game to where you feel really good. But you give this Dodgers team tons of credit. I mean, there's so many plays. I mean, the bunt, and for Alex Vesia with the tying run at second. Just think about this: with the tying run at second, like we saw, the tying run at second base in a 4-3 game where outs are at a premium and you haven't been able to even get one out. I mean, the fact that you couldn't even get one out for Alex Vesia to field that bunt the way he did, spin, turn, and for Mookie to be there and make that play, it was fantastic because for Alex Vesia to get out of the way and not go for it, and for them to make that play, it was huge. It was just such a big play there. And you got to give credit to this Dodgers team for being able to execute the way they did. For a Dodgers team that was playing with fire in this one, that really saw their lives go flash before their eyes. For Max Muncy to come in, field that, turn, Mookie to be there and get the lead runner for the first out, I think that was one of just several critical plays in this wild 2 games against the Phillies. I mean, that really set the tone because if you don't get that out there, if Max Muncy bounces that one, that was such a high-risk throw. Max Muncy could bounce that one. It can go behind Mookie, who had an issue handling a throw from Will Smith that would have been an out on a stolen base to Trey Turner earlier in the game. And to trust Mookie like that, to make that throw for Alex Vesia not to get involved in charge and to duck the way they did, give credit to the Dodgers' execution there. I mean, it was just fantastic to be able to make that play, and then that's how you get your first out, and then you're able to really quiet things down. But that could have been disastrous. The run could have scored, which would have tied it, and then you have another runner in scoring position. So just an absolutely wild play there by Mookie Betts, by Max Muncy, and a really nice job by Alex Vesia, I think, too, just to avoid it and not go in there and try to do too much. But welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Let's all take some deep breaths. Let's all let those heart rates normalize a little bit, stabilize a little bit. Okay, if you need a couple of shots, if you need to just breathe, go ahead and do that. But thanks for rocking with us. I see tons of credit. I got super producer Antonio. He is looking for your super chat, so he'll give me those super chats, and we will read those throughout the show. We got no more Treinen. Call out Dave Roberts from Tony Sanchez. So, look, that's Dave's decision. I think it's a collaborative decision with the organization. So I think multiple people were in on that. The reason why you do go to Treinen there is because you think, okay, if you continue to go to Roki, the more they get looks at him, the higher the likelihood that they are going to hit him at some point. And then there's also just the management. But I think looking back in hindsight, of course, the fact that Blake Treinen came in the way he did, well, then, and execute the way he did, well, then that's it. But here's the thing. I mean, if you're not going to use Blake Treinen in those situations, why is he on the roster? That's my question. If you're not going to feel comfortable using Blake Treinen against 3 right-handed batters as their 4, 5, and 6 hitters, and you're not comfortable with him there, why is he on the roster? It doesn't make any sense. And like I said, you guys know, like, I am I'm Roki. I'm the CEO of the Roki Sasaki fan club. Let it be known, this is the very first Dodgers podcast that ever mentioned the name Roki Sasaki, long before any of the other millions did. Okay, I live for Roki Sasaki. And for me, the narrative, the way it's building with him being the closer, I could tell. So from what I heard yesterday was, I mean, after what Dave Roberts said, when he wouldn't commit to Roki being that closer, that really set the table for the Dodgers going with someone else to close this game. And if it was, my question is this, I mean, if it was a 4-3 game already, do you go to Roki? Or were you keeping Roki in your back pocket? Because I think that's what they were doing, was the fact that Roki was pitching the way he did, the way they used him, it said, okay, let's see if we can get by with Blake. And if he gets those final 3 outs, then great. If he doesn't, we've got Vesia for the lefties. We've got Roki Sasaki in break in case of an emergency. And he came out and he put out the fire. So, man, my man is the fireman, Roki Sasaki. And like I said, not the Roki of the year, but sure as hell is going to be the Roki of the postseason. I mean, 2 saves in 2 games. I predicted he would get more than 5 saves. That might be half of what he ends up getting. But I do think tonight it's great to win. I'm exhausted. I've been sweating. I have no nails left. But I do think looking back in a 5-game series with the struggles that Blake Treinen has had, I truly don't think that the Blake Treinen turnaround was good enough to justify him in every situation. I mean, we're talking about a Blake Treinen that had a 9.64 ERA in the month of September. That's not going to impress. And yes, you saw a better version of Blake down the stretch, but I think that the positive in this, for the Dodgers is now if Blake Treinen was on the trust tree, you got to kick him off the trust tree. And if it's a trust twig, if it's a trust leaf, a trust seed, then so be it. But Blake Treinen, I think tonight, he proved that you can't trust him in those high leverage situations now. I mean, you gotta. It's going to take a while, I think, for him to earn that trust back, because I mean, he didn't even tonight. Like I said, I know it sounds dramatic. I think Blake Treinen almost cost the Dodgers the World Series tonight. I mean, he wasn't able to get an out. He gave up 3 hits, And the thing, too, it's not like he was out there just throwing balls and missing the zone. He threw 12 pitches. 9 of them were strikes. It's just the stuff is not good enough right now. It's not good enough in the zone. But never fear, Roki Sasaki is here. And I think as far as the Dodgers organization, I hope tonight was a lesson. I mean, tonight I think the lesson should be go all in on every single game and then worry about the future in later games. I mean, I really think tonight was a lesson in that because I think Emmet Sheehan pitched well, Blake Treinen didn't, but outside of that, 4 of the 5 Dodgers pitchers tonight, they did pitch well. And the offense, they scored all their runnings there in the 7th inning. We're going to break that down. But wow, what an absolute. A 4.99 Treinen is allergic to the 3rd strike. And that's the thing, too. I mean, what's so frustrating about Blake Treinen in these situations is for the most part, I mean, he was getting ahead. I mean, the Real Muto double, it was a 1-2 count, and then he fouls off the sweeper, and then they go inside with that 4-seam. And then Castellano had 2 strikes on him, misses with the sweeper away, and then that's the thing, too. I just don't feel like he's confident in his stuff in the zone. I mean, you're seeing him try to get hitters to chase at that sweeper, to chase off the plate. But what has been successful for the Dodgers this series, the Dodgers are attacking the zone. Their pitches have been in the zone over 53% of the time. That's very high for the Dodgers. They're doing that because they know that when the Phillies hitters get count leverage, their production goes through the roof. So the MO for the Dodgers has been, and it worked for him for the most part. He was getting ahead, but he just wasn't finishing the job on the 3rd strike. So, yeah, let me know down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the performance of Blake Treinen? But at the end of the day, hey, the tone of my voice, the way that I'm talking, you would almost think that the Dodgers lost. You would almost think that they lost this game. They won. What did Dom say in Fast and Furious? Doesn't matter if it's either by an inch or a mile, a win's a win. So, hey, I'm just glad they escaped with a win. I really am. Thank God for Freddie Freeman. Oh, man. Man, all I have to say is MILF. MILF. Man, I love Freddie. I love that one. I love Freddie Freeman, man. But, all right, welcome to the Dodger Nation post-game show where we are breaking down this one. Sasoktober is on. Yeah, and we're going to get player interviews. We're going to hear from Dodgers players right after this. We got to talk about Will Smith, who comes off the bench today, and he was phenomenal. Had the big hit in the 7th, also drew a walk. I think Emmet Sheehan, it was much better version of Emmet Sheehan tonight than the one we saw during the wild card round. It looked like Emmet Sheehan's ready to go, and this Dodgers team found a way. By the way, where are all those people that said that the Dodgers should have signed Max Fried over Blake Snell? Where are those guys? I'm not going to name names, Antonio, Tony Taters. I'm not going to name names. Of course, it's all love. By the way, big shout out to Tony Taters producing this show remote, so show him some love. But let's go. We'll talk more Blake Treinen in a little while. I'll get all of your guys' takes. We'll break it all down with you guys. So we're looking for those super chats as well. But a big story in this one was Will Smith. So before the game, Dave Roberts said that Will Smith was going to be in the lineup tomorrow if everything continued to progress well, that he was going to be starting behind the dish. And in the game 1, in the first game, he came off the bench for Ben Rortvedt. He got a couple at-bats. Well, after missing over 3 weeks with that hairline fracture in that right hand, and he hasn't started a game in the DS, didn't start a game in the wild card round, but he entered this one mid-game as a pinch hitter. He also caught for the rest of the game, almost threw out a runner, should have thrown out Trey Turner if Mookie Betts was able to squeeze that one. But in game 2, he ground out in his first at-bat in the 6th inning. Both the bases loaded, 2 outs in the 7th. He singled in a pair of runs. It was a 2-run single to put the Dodgers on top 3-0. A really nice piece of hitting there by Smitty in that one. And that's what Will Smith does. I mean, he comes through in the clutch. And he's got that slow heartbeat. And the Dodgers, they trust him in those situations. And for Will Smith, it was just a great piece of hitting. I mean, you got the bases loaded. They're going with a sweeper in that count. And Smitty stays back on it, punches it into center field. You get 2 runs there. And it was just a massive, massive Massive moment for this Dodgers team that clearly need as many runs as they could get in this one to be able to finish the job, and they certainly did. But here was Will Smith after the game talking about the hit of the game.
Well, Will, you came in for Blake Snell's final outing of work. Just what did you see from him today? And, of course, catching him in there in that 6th inning.
Yeah, he was dominant. He had all 4 pitches going, kept them at bay. That was really cool to see. He loves these games. So gave us 6 really strong innings. Bullpen's able to close it out, so it was a good one.
Before we get to the bullpen, let's talk about this offense. The 7th inning, it was clear that everything shifted there. What adjustments, whether they were made to Luzardo or just getting to their bullpen, how was that a part of the game plan?
Yeah, we were able to get to him early that inning. Teo obviously getting the down angle ball from Kike, getting his foot in there barely, and then Muntz got a good walk to load it up. Then, I was able to get a 2-out hit, drive 2 more guys in, get us up 3-0. That kind of won us the ball game there, and luckily the bullpen closed it down.
I know this last month you so badly wanted to be out there playing, just to be able to come through in big moments in the postseason. What does that mean for you to just be healthy right now?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I love to do, is just be out there, compete, help the team win. So yeah, it's finally nice to get that first knock, first couple RBIs in a big spot. Felt good.
And then Roki Sasaki, how he came out of the bullpen to close this one. Just what has been the difference from him, especially in these big moments in the playoffs?
Yeah, he was great the other night, closing the door, and then Blake got in trouble. Vest did a great job. Once he made a good play on the bunt, we got a big out there, and Roki's able to come get Trey. Freddie picked a bad throw from Tommy, so it's kind of a little team effort there, but it's a good win.
You guys now go back to LA with 2 wins in this 5-game series. What does it say about how you've started this series and how you're looking to finish it now at home in LA?
Yeah, it's great. It's always good to get a 2-0 lead, and we need 3 to win it, so try to close it out here in Game 3.
All right, best of luck, and congratulations on this win tonight.
Thank you.
There he is, our clutch prince, Smitty, coming in for Ben Rortvedt. And like I said before the game, I'm not mad at this strategy. I want to see Will Smith in there, but it's a long postseason. He's proven tonight that he can come off the bench, not have to catch the entire game, and then put together really nice at-bats and still come through in the clutch. So if he's not at 100%, I wouldn't be mad at seeing this strategy moving forward. But if he's good to go, this is your all-star catcher, right? They got JT Realmuto. Will Smith's better, right? Will Smith better, okay? And if he's ready to go into the lineup, you love to see it. But he goes 1 for 2, 2 RBI tonight for Smitty. Just a fantastic at-bat, getting the job done. And it's been more of the same. I mean, it's the Teoscars, it's the Kikes, it's the Will Smiths. I mean, we've got moments from Freddie. He had a moment tonight. Teoscar was big. Mood got a hit. Show had an RBI. It was just a team win tonight. It really was a team win. I'm looking at these comments from Joe Magazzini, D-Mac. What happened tonight? Tommy Edman. Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, just imagine what this chat would look like if Tommy Edman's little 15-foot throw there bounced and he ruined this game. Can you just imagine that? Thank God for Freddie. Tommy Edman's got to get Freddie Freeman a gift card for Tommy's or get him something from Edmonds or something like that. But I also think tonight, I mean, the Roki Sasaki, he's the chosen one. He really is. I mean, for him to come up again, 2nd game in a row, he's just been fantastic. And just the moxie, the poise, how composed he is in those spots, does not get rattled, was unfazed. Give him all the credit in the world, and hit that like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers. Just incredible. The number one lesson tonight is this. This is the lesson. If we're going to learn one thing from tonight, the number one thing the Dodgers need to learn from tonight is, yes, you want to have a closer by committee because of matchups. And sometimes you might need Roki earlier in a game if there's a part of the lineup in a situation that dictates needing to use your best reliever. If it's the top of the lineup with runners on against righties, there's certain situations that you don't want to just lock guys into certain innings. I understand that, right? That is definitely modern baseball. Closer by committee. 100% totally get that. But for this team, for the 2025 Dodgers, if you need to be a little more old school with it and name Roki Sasaki as your closer, I think you should do that. I think at this point, what's a closer? What is a closer? A closer is a guy that comes down the 9th inning and slams the door shut, that turns off the lights, that comes out of those bullpen doors with swagger, with confidence, that's not afraid of the big moment, that doesn't get rattled by the crowd, that knows that even if it's the middle or the bottom of the lineup, those last 3 outs are always the hardest. And I think for the 2025 Dodgers, it's okay to label Roki Sasaki your closer. It is. It's fine. Because that's when you feel comfortable. That's when you feel confident, when he's out there. And if you need to deploy certain guys differently before that, then so be it. But what we can't have happen again is we can't have Blake Treinen out there in that spot. We can't have Tanner Scott out there in that spot. The 9th is Roki Sasaki's now and forever for the rest of this season. And then next year, he'll go back to being a dominant starting pitcher like he was the MPB. This time he's going to do it in the show. That's the number one lesson. And there's a lot of factors. You don't want the Phillies to see Roki a million times. You don't want him to face the top of the lineup a million times. But that's if you're playing for a 5-game series, a 4-game series. It's a 5-game series. Finish the job and advance. Use your best pitchers when you need to use them. They use their worst high-leverage pitcher to try to close this out, and it almost cost them. Learn this lesson. I know you want to be too cool for school. It's 20. It's the big 20. It's Q4, the big 2025. It's not cool to have a closer anymore. This ain't the 90s. This ain't Mariano Rivera. This ain't Eric Gagne. This ain't Kenley Jansen. You don't need to have a closer. Nuh-uh. For the 2025 Dodgers, they need a closer, and his name is Roki Sasaki. He gets the 9th now and for the rest of the postseason, as long as the schedule dictates it and you feel comfortable. If you got days off, if he has the need to rest, if he's going two appearances in 3 days, then so be it. If he can handle that, if it's back-to-back-to-back, you're not going to find those situations. So, and he's efficient too, right? A couple pitches tonight, 11 yesterday. He's fine. Let him cook. And we got Mr. Bob 499 Super Chat. D-Mac, Treinen's ERA over the last 13 games is 8.71. The postseason isn't a time to try to fix pitchers. Roberts isn't going off a meritocracy. Yeah, I mean, that's a fantastic point. I mean, it's not that they're trying to fix Blake Treinen in the postseason. They're trying to see if they can get last year's version of Blake Treinen this year, because last year's version of Blake Treinen could be very useful this year. But if it's the Blake Treinen we saw in 2019, if it's the Blake Treinen we saw, hey, look, even in 2021, the NLCS, he gave that big hit to Austin Riley that lost him a game. So it's not like he's been great his entire Dodgers career, like every single inning, every single start. So I think that's kind of where they're at. I mean, yeah, I mean, for F's sake, you can't go in that situation, right? You can't get too cute, right? Like, let's be honest. You guys can manage the Dodgers in the 9th inning now. Right? I could manage the Dodgers in the 9th inning now. Why am I saying that? Because in the 9th inning now, it should go to Roki Sasaki. Barring the matchups, it should. It doesn't matter who's out there. You got to go to Roki, okay? And I don't want to hear any ifs and buts about it. But let's now hear from Emmet Sheehan. I want to give Emmet Sheehan some love in this one, because give Emmet credit. He had a rocky appearance against the Reds where he was taken out during the at-bat on a 1-2 count. Alex Vesey had to come in and save the day. It was a much better showing for Emmet Sheehan in this one. And keep firing in the comments, guys. You can see him on the screen. It's the number one Dodgers post-game show. Let's read some comments here. We got Super Chat, $7. Robert seriously gave me a heart attack putting Treinen's awful arm in the 9th. What's the doc? We've got Roki for closer, just like Gagne. It's from It's Me, $4.99. I appreciate that. Send Treinen to the Savannah Bananas from Andy Chen, $1.99. I see a trucker. John Emmett did great. Tik Tok almost Fafo today. Even Blake said, who, me? We need a grand ending. Dave thought grand. We got Sean Klein. Dude, I'd rather see Dreyer out there than Treinen or Scott. Rich Spirit, never liked Treinen. Always thought he was a liability. Coach D-Mac, what's up, Adam? We got Ken Tanger's $5 super chat. And stop playing Tommy when his bat is cold. Kim is a better option when he provides no offense. A healthy Kim is a better option than an injured Tommy. Hold up. First of all, let's not forget that, yeah, Tommy Edman is injured. He's dealing with that ankle injury. He did go 0 for 4 tonight. But let's not forget, it's like Vince Scully always says, right? Baseball is the what have you done for me lately game. And sometimes that's game to game. Let's not forget, though, Tommy Edman, he was critical yesterday, in the top of the 6th inning, it was Tommy Edman who got the 2-out single to get the inning extended to Kike Hernandez, and Kike hit the double to make it a 3-2 game. And Tommy Edman is one of their guys, and just flat out no. Okay, I mean, Tommy Edman does not give you a better at bat than Ha-Seong Kim. Do you think Kim would have got that hit yesterday that Edman got? He could have, but I've never seen it. Until I see it, I can't say it's possible. Edman, I've seen it, and we saw it yesterday, and I know it's possible. So, yeah, he scared the bejesus out of me today, and I was shook. Your boy was shook when that ball bounced. I was shook. I thought I was going to throw up, man. I really feel nauseous. Like, I literally feel like I could throw up all over this laptop and all this expensive equipment here. Like, I'm nauseous after that game. That's how just torn up I was for that one. But, yeah. All right, let's read some more comments. And yeah, back to Emmet Sheehan, though. I want to give him credit. We're kind of working our way backwards in this game. We're going to talk some Blake Snell because he was just absolutely fantastic today. He looked like that $182 million pitcher that the Dodgers signed. But one of these storylines that we're going to have to talk about throughout this postseason is how guys in that bullpen are trending, because that's the only thing standing in between the Dodgers and another World Series championship is the performance of their bullpen. Tonight, it almost led to a loss because Blake Treinen was awful, but there was some positives. Emmet Sheehan goes 2 innings, gave 2 hits, was able to give them 2 innings, and he did give up a run, but he pitched better, and he showed improvement. He showed that big stuff. Emmet Sheehan, he came out there in the bottom of the 7th inning, did a really nice job, goes 1-2-3 in the 7th. Then in the bottom of the 8th inning, you had some defensive replacements. Thought it was a good move by Dave to go with Justin Dean in center, and then you throw Andy Paz in right. Helps your outfield defense with Teoscar Hernandez out. And then Kepler hit for Kemp. That was the move that Rob Thomas made. And he ends up giving up a single to – he ends up giving up a triple to Kepler on a play that on a ball that gets by Andy Pages. So Andy Pages is unable to make that play, ends up as a triple. So the right field defense has been great for the Dodgers. And then Trey Turner singled to center to score Kepler. That made it a 4-1 game. But, I mean, are you really going to shut out a team like the Phillies in their house? He came back and he struck out Schwarber swinging, nasty 4-seam fastball up and in, got Harper to fly out. So he was able to work his way around damage, and we saw that this Dodgers team, once again, has done a fantastic job with the top of that Phillies lineup. Heading into this game, the top 3, the Trey Turners, the Schwarbers, the Bryce Harpers, they were combined 1 for 11 heading into game 2. Tonight, Trey Turner goes 1 for 4, got that single off of Emmet Sheehan to score a run, but Kyle Schwarber, he goes 0 for 3. Bryce Harper goes 0 for 3. So far, they have not let Schwarber, they have not let Bryce Harper beat them, and they've done it by attacking them. So big credit to this Dodgers pitching staff for getting it done. But here was Emmet Sheehan after the game.
First of all, just when you look at how this game closed out, Roki Sasaki, how he was able to come in, get that final out, just what does it say about him and how he's just been able to grow and improve in the bullpen?
Yeah, it's awesome. He's cool under pressure. He's been in these moments before, and yeah, he's unbelievable.
For you to come out of the bullpen, I know it's your second outing in the postseason, but just to get back on track, how the stuff was playing tonight, how much better did you feel?
It felt great. Yeah, the first one wasn't good, so it's nice to have a good one. This atmosphere is amazing, so it was a lot of fun.
You had to face the heart of the order. Just how did you navigate through them?
Kind of just stick to the plan, let Will call the game back there. He did a great job. And then, yeah, stay within myself and just, stay calm.
And then Blake Snell, just what did he do to set the tone for the pitching staff really today?
He's unreal. He's nasty. Yeah, that's just who he is right there.
You guys are going back to LA with 2 wins at a best-of-5 series. Just how encouraging is that for this group as you guys get ready to head home?
Yeah, it feels great. I mean, that was the goal, and we accomplished that, so it feels awesome.
Emmet, congratulations on this win tonight.
Thank you.
So there's Emmet Sheehan. You need more out of him. You feel good about that. But let's continue to talk about this Dodgers offense who, yeah, it wasn't the best night to play for this team, but Jesus Luzardo, he was dealing. I mean, they got guys that are pretty elite too, and Jesus Luzardo gave up 2 runs on 3 hits in 6 innings of work, 82 pitches, 57 for strikes, and all the offense came there in that 7th inning for the Dodgers. The Dodgers were able to knock Luzardo out of the game after Teoscar Hernandez singled to center, and then Freddie Freeman doubled to right. That set the Dodgers up with runners on second and third and no outs. And yes, there was a play earlier in the game that Teoscar could have ran out and could have done a better job at doing that, but he didn't. Would he have got reached? Probably. But like I said, you take the good with the bad, and the good far outweighs the bad with Teoscar Hernandez. And the dude just gets hit. If we're talking who's the MVP of this series for 2 games, it's Roki Sasaki or Teoscar Hernandez. And it's very close. I mean, it's very close. It's 2 different roles there. But Teoscar Hernandez, he's been everything the Dodgers could have hoped he would be, and then some offensively. Because you haven't had those massive Ohtani moments and Freddie moments and Mookie moments, even though they all have contributed offensively. It's not like they're all going over or anything like that, because Freddie, he followed it up with a double, and it was Freddie's double. And actually, the Freddie moment was the Tommy Edman stop on the throw. But Freddie doubled to right, and they go in, and they go to Kerkering, and he strikes out Edman. He goes down with a 4-seam fastball up and in, but then somehow, some way, the baseball gods always find a way to make it where Kike Hernandez is at the plate when something big is going to happen, when they need a moment, when it's time for Mr. Geektober and the Banana Man to use Banana Man powers to come to life. Somehow, some way, this man makes things happen, and he's at the plate. The Dodgers have still not scored a run in this one, and he grounds into a fielder's choice to short, and then Teoscar Hernandez is able to score. He gets that toe right underneath the tag of JT Realmuto, and it was such a bang play. By the way, heads up play there by Freddie Freeman to get to third base on the play. He's always going to give you heads up base running, and that was the case once again. But on that play right there, Teoscar Hernandez was able to score, and he was a little slow coming out of the box. I mean, he was a little slow coming out down the line to third, from third to home, but he found a way to score. And if you look at the play, it's like a little swinging bunt. It's a little swinging bunt by Kike. Goes, trying to get his hands in there. It's going off the inside part of the bat. The ball just dribbles there, and then Trey Turner comes in to field it, and then he fires, and that throw is a little off the plate. It's a little wide of JT Realmuto. So JT Realmuto, he has to field it and then make the tag. He has to go back to field it, bring it back towards the front of the plate, and by then, Teoscar Hernandez just gets that toe in there. And it looked like he might have been out just on the replay, like maybe that glove grazed the tip of his toe. But you watch the replay, he was 100% in on the play. He crosses home plate, and the Dodgers get their first run. He's pumped. But if you go back and look at it, yeah, Teo, he's a little slow, and then he picks it up, and then he's able to slide. So Kike Hernandez putting the ball in play. Contact is king. Finding a way to put the ball in play is so critical because it puts the pressure on the defense in the postseason. And the more times you do that, at some point, you're going to get a mistake. At some point, someone's not going to execute. And Trey Turner did not deliver the best throw. If that throw by Trey Turner was in the front of the plate, Teoscar Hernandez is out. He's out by a mile. He would have been out easily. Trey Turner, not the best shortstop. It's been better since he's gotten to Philly. But if you remember in the 2023 and the 2022 NLDS, with Trey Turner, that botched play against the Padres, that led to the Dodgers losing game 2. Let's not forget that. So Trey Turner in big games at shortstop, he is someone that will make a mistake at times. And yeah, it's not an error, but it's not crisp. It wasn't the best execution there, and Teoscar Hernandez was able to score. That really was the offensive moment of the night for me. It really, really was. I mean, Teo was able to get in. You're able to score a run. And then that put the wheels in motion for the Dodgers inning right there. Because after that, Dave Roberts goes to Max Muncy. This was a nice, we're going to count out all the pros for Dave. The negative for Dave was going to Blake Treinen and not going to Roki Sasaki. In retrospect. But there were some really good buttons pushed by Dave today. And going with Muncy to hit for Rojas when he did, that led to a Max Muncy walk on 4 pitches. Then a couple batters later, that set up Will Smith. And Smith, he singled to left with those bases loaded to score Kike and Freddie to make it a 3-0 game. And then Thompson, he goes to Strom. Unfortunately, Andy Paez wasn't on second to steal those signs. But Matt Strom comes in to face Shohei Ohtani, and Shohei Ohtani with a runner on second, 0-1 count. He singles to right to score Max Muncy to make it a 4-0 game. And that's it. That was the Dodgers offense. 4 runs on 4 hits there in that 7th inning. But you got a combination of Shohei Ohtani coming through, Freddie Freeman comes through, and they're able to get that inning where, I mean, there's a lot of hitters. Teo, Freddie, I think I love the lineup configuration there too with Teoscar batting 3rd and Freddie batting 4th. It really set Freddie up with a good spot to bat with Teo on base, and they really set up that inning. So give credit to Teo, give credit to Kike, give credit to Shohei, give credit to Muncy. The Dodgers offense able to come through there. Let's read some super chats that we're going to hear from Dave Roberts. We're going to hear from Freddie Freeman. We're going to hear from Teoscar Hernandez. Join the official after party. The official after party, baby. We've got 199. We've got appreciate. Suddenly the Dodgers have won their last 9 games. Andy Chen. We've got what else we've got? We got Mamad says thank you, $729 or something. I don't know what currency this is, but it seems like a lot. Appreciate it. Whatever it is, I appreciate it. Why Dave play around with what has been working for him in this series with the starters for 2 innings and Roki closing? I knew that Treinen is his guy from the last postseason, but let's face it, he's not the same anymore. It was a tough spot for Blake Treinen. I could see them look 4-1 against his Phillies team is not a big lead. Like with the firepower they have, with the way that stadium can start rocking, you got the Philly fanatic, best mascot in sports in my opinion, to be honest. With the way that they can score runs, it's not a soft landing. So I think if you wanted to use Blake Treinen in a clincher, you got a 4-run lead. I mean, there's certain lanes for him, but yeah, it just didn't work out, especially with the righties. I mean, especially with the righties. He was facing 3 straight righties. Roki does that, and we're all relaxing. And I still have fingernails, and I'm not sweating, right? Maria, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. We got some more super chats here down below. We've got to Andy Chen. Them Philly sweepstakes taste so good. All right, Andy Chen's your comment to the show. Not the Philadelphia cheesesteaks. It's the Philadelphia sweepstakes. Hopefully we see that. I love to hear that. But all right, let's go back to Philadelphia where more Dodgers are talking to the media. I can't wait to hear from Freddie Freeman. MILF, man, I love Freddie. I think that's my man Doyer Dave's t-shirt, but I love that saying, man. I'm going to get that tattooed on my shoulder, the MILF. Man, I love Freddie. Because, man, do we love him. He is that like adult in the room, right? I mean, he's the guy, it put the kids to bed, Papa's here, and he saved the day. And I'm sure Tommy Edman is happy he made that play, a massive play by Freddie Freeman, because that throw was offline, would have tied the game in the 9th inning, but Freddie makes a great scoop on it, was able to field it, and that ends the game. But here's Freddie Freeman talking to reporters in Philadelphia as we speak.
It's the kind of inning you guys have maybe lacked and wanted all season, where you string together hits, add on, and then the aggressive base running with Teo breaking from 3rd and you going straight to 2nd on what looked to be a single.
Yeah, so I mean, Luzardo was amazing. 96 to 99 with the slider, sweeper, and then changeups to to Shohei, and then obviously to the righties. That was a tough game for us. But when Teo gets the hit in the 7th inning, you're just trying to do anything you can to not ground into a double play, is what I was thinking. Just try and see if I can do something to get him into the second base. And thankfully, I was able to lift the slider up into right field. And the reason I went was, he was going to the line. I thought he would have to do a spin throw to second base, trying to keep things going, put pressure on him. So I felt like I got out of the box pretty good on it. So I just kind of calculated that him going to the line. I didn't hit it as hard because I hit it off the end of the bat a little bit. So I just wanted to push the envelope in that situation since we hadn't had anything going on since the 1st inning. And Obviously, some huge 2-out hits that we got in that 7th inning, by Will, and then obviously Shohei too, and great play by Teo getting his foot in. So a lot of good things happened in that 7th inning.
Mm-hmm. You go far right here, Jack.
Can you walk us through the last play in the 9th, just what you're seeing picking that ball?
Yeah, I think we got to go back. There's things that you do in spring training that never come throughout the regular season, and the wheel play that we pulled off on that bunt. That was picture perfect by Max and Mookie. I just want to throw that out there. I know we might overlook that, but that was huge, getting that guy out. And obviously, Tommy threw one into the dirt. Thankfully I was able to catch it and stay on the base. But, that was, I think I told Lauren after the game, my gray was right here. It might be up to my sideburn now. That was a stressful inning.
With Mookie especially, I think Max mentioned his idea to run the wheel play during the pitching change.
Yeah, we were talking about, so the whole conversation during was that, obviously, and then if we run the wheel play, that means there's going to be no one at second base. So that's when I chimed in. I said, if he bumps to third base, Max, you throw to Mookie. Tommy's going to first. I'll sprint to second base if it's not coming to me. That's why you saw me running to second. So we were just coming up with a plan on the wheel play to make sure we still had every base covered so he couldn't go home to second. And obviously they pulled it off perfectly.
But what does it say about Mookie to be able to execute in that kind of spot at this position that he's been taking on?
Yeah, I mean, I think hopefully everyone realizes how hard it is to switch positions and then do it at an elite level that Mookie has done at this year. We were talking about doing a wheel play a couple of weeks ago in a certain situation as well. So that's been on our mind to kind of bring that out in that situation, and that was just the perfect time to do it. Nick, obviously, there's not Trey Turner running, so we had a better chance of that. So that's why we were gung-ho on that wheel play. And obviously Mookie and then Max and everyone just confident in pulling that off. And, I mean, everything was just perfect on that play.
Okay, anything else for Freddie? We're going to go over here on the left. Dylan, in the middle.
I'm guessing your adrenaline's still like Jack, but if you kind of take a moment to kind of hit pause and kind of sit back and kind of look at the position you guys are in, in terms of this series right now. It's, how important were these 2 games here?
I mean, I think we were just sitting at our locker as I was getting dressed, and Kiku goes, "We just took 2 here. This is a hard place to play. An incredible fan base. It is loud here. For us to come out here, I think." We were like get 1, and then obviously when we won 2 days ago, that's when we try to gun ho and get 2 out of here. This is a hard place to play. We obviously put ourselves in great position going into Wednesday. Hats off to our starting pitching again. I mean, they were countering each 0-0. I mean, that's what you got to do in the playoffs is match zeros. It's hard to score runs in this environment, especially on the road. And Blake just kept us in the game. It was, just keep throwing zeros up there until we can scratch one across. And to get 2 in this environment is obviously massive. You can't understate it. This is a really hard place to play in the regular season, let alone here. This is my first time ever playing here in the playoffs. It is loud. So just hats off to all of us to pull out 2 wins here.
Okay, take one last one here. Masa on the right.
Yeah, probably 2 weeks ago, nobody expected Roki pitch this kind of situation.
Yeah.
How much confidence you have now so he pitched this kind of tough situation?
I mean, every time he comes in, I think today is the most pressure situation you can obviously be put in. Guy in scoring position, first and third, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th on the road. To get thrown into that and to be calm, I thought the first pitch splitter was, a really good pitch, and it was, around the zone, so you knew he was calm and collected. I mean, he's throwing 100, 101. It's everyone we thought when we signed. It just took a little bit longer. Sometimes that happens, and he looks so good on the mound now, so confident. Even when he gets the outs, you can just tell that he almost looked like he knew he was going to get it done, and it's a massive weapon for us this whole postseason now.
Thanks, Freddie.
Yep.
You get Blake up.
I love it. There was Freddie Freeman talking about Roki Sasaki. Made some fantastic points. When you see a pitcher come in and he's attacking the zone, especially with his splitter, his off speed, that tells you that he's confident enough in his stuff and that he's got that lower heartbeat and he's executed. We got an early contender for comment of the shows from Charlene, 298. Roki changing his last name to Hernandez. Good stuff. Mello Oliver, 199. D-Mac gives some love to Will Smith. I love me some Will Smith. I gave Will Smith all kinds of love, and he deserves, if he won, we give him some more love. I mean, that the 2-run single that he had was really one of the best moments of the game. So love me some Will Smith. Cesar Lopez, 499. D-Mac, I went with Yard House. Good call. We got the W. I'll be back there for game 3. Yeah, whatever you did for games 1 and 2, do that for game 3, unless you're, of course, going to the game, which I will too. I'll hopefully see a lot of you guys at the game. But we got to keep this up. 1 game away from the NLCS. Everyone said this was the big bad Phillies team. By the way, as a quick aside, what are your guys' thoughts on Johan Duran going through his whole routine there when they used him? when he came in to pitch, you still saw the. And don't give me. I mean, it's a fire route. It is one of the best entrances. I mean, when he came in the 9th inning, it was fired. He got the job done. Max Muncy was able to double to left off of him. I thought that's definitely very promising. Muncy having success off a lefty the way that he did. And Will Smith drew a walk-off Duran, so it's not like he was fantastic. But I think that him coming out there and using that entrance theme while you're trailing 4-1 in Philly, yeah, I don't think the fans were feeling that one, bruh. Like, I don't think that it's kind of read the room. Like, read the room, bruh. Like, how would you come in and just pitch? Yeah, that was a little awkward for me. I'm not a huge fan of that, especially if you're coming for a closing situation, yeah, by all means. If you're coming in, your team's up, by all means. But yeah, clearly the Philly faithful was not completely enthused by that. But still, anyways, I just thought that was a little funny to see. And it was, like I said, the biggest takeaway there is Max Muncy getting that double, Will Smith getting that walk. Okay, so I cannot wait. Dave Roberts is going to speak in a few minutes here in Philadelphia. I cannot wait to hear what he had to say about the decision to go with Blake Treinen over Roki Sasaki and the ability to get the job done. But first, a exciting announcement. Tomorrow, the first episode of my new show, the LA Sports Report, Laser. It's all LA sports. Lakers, Dodgers, USC, UCLA, Kings, Chargers, Rams. If they're talking about LA sports, it's going to be on the LA Sports Report. Think of like Colin Cowherd's The Herd, as someone pointed out in the comments, but for LA sports. So that'll be tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about some Dodgers topics that are a little different. We're going to be doing a lot of live breakdowns with video where, like, for example, the Pajes stealing signs, things like that. We're going to be doing live breakdowns with video footage. We're also going to be doing a lot of interviews, too. So definitely check that out. So, yeah, here's a little promo for the LA Sports Report. LA is the sports capital of the world. The Lakers have entered their Luka Doncic era. LeBron doesn't just want a farewell tour, he wants a farewell title. The Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. Go, Kings, go! The Dodgers are the best run franchise in all of professional sports. Shohei Ohtani is the GOAT. Steve Ballmer will do anything to get the Clippers a championship. Mick Cronin has to win a national championship at UCLA. Justin Herbert is a top 5 quarterback in this league. College football is just better when USC is good. This whole city has the Mamba mentality. I love LA.
Live from the heart of Los Angeles, this is the LA Sports Report with your host, Doug McKain.
How about that beat? Sounds like it was like produced by Dr. Dre. How about my man Todd Lights, the voice of the Dodgers, the PA announcer for the Dodgers, doing that drop. Appreciate. He's the man for that, my friend Todd Lights, the Todd Father. So if you guys really want to support me, you'll definitely go out there and subscribe to my new show. It's going to be good times, a lot of fun. All right, let's hear from Dave Roberts and hear what he had to say about the decision to go with Blake Treinen there in the 9th inning and what are his takeaways from the Dodgers' Game 2 win. Remember, guys, as exhausting, as frustrating, I know that you wanted to throw up. Some of you probably did throw up. Nando probably got thrown up on, right? But someone probably threw up on Nando. But of all this stuff, make sure that we realize the Dodgers win to Philly, it's the toughest place to play. How about Philadelphia, by the way? How about Philadelphia? Eagles lost. Penn State lost to UCLA, biggest upset of the year. And then the Phillies, they lose 2 at home. If you see a Phillies fan, give them a hug. Actually, flip them the bird because they're probably booing and doing something mean. So here's Dave Roberts after the game.
Lots to unpack in that one. To come away with a win right there, huge momentum maintainer. And so, looking forward to getting back home. But great ball game, great plays, huge win.
Did you consider at all going straight to Sasaki in the 9th, and what ultimately made you go with Treinen there?
I thought about it. He hasn't gone 2 out of 3 much at all. Just figuring the run right there. Blake's pitched some of the biggest innings in the postseason for us, and felt really confident right there. And with Vesia behind him, if needed. And so I didn't want to just kind of, preemptively put him in there. I felt good with who we had with our leverage relievers, a couple of our highest leverage relievers. And, fortunately, he was ready when called upon. And I liked him versus Trey. And he got a big out for us.
And just one last one from me, just kind of in the context of this series, in the context of what you guys are hoping to accomplish this October, just what does it mean to get the 2 wins here?
It's huge. It's absolutely huge. Guys are really stepping up. I thought Blake threw a heck of a ball game, Blake Snell, and what Emmet did was fantastic. I thought his stuff was good tonight, and obviously what Roki has done has continued to show, has been very encouraging for on a lot of fronts.
Next question. Go to Jack on the right.
Can you walk us through what you saw on the bunt play and what Max and Mookie did to be able to cover that and get that out?
Yeah, it was an impromptu play that I just told Mookie, Stott's going to bunt. He's a good bunter, and so let's just run a wheel play. And Max be aggressive, field it, and Mookie get over there and beat Castellanos there. And, those guys executed it to perfection. It was a lot tougher. They made it look a lot easier than it was. And for me, that was our only chance really to win that game in that moment.
Rob Thompson mentioned that part of why Stott stuck with the bunt is because Mookie almost disguised it with how late he broke to third. Just for him to execute in a moment like that at this new position he's playing, what does it say about his growth there?
It's just he's a baseball player. And, it's one of those things where you can kind of organically create a play, and certainly it doesn't happen with a tag play at third base. And so he disguised it, and the foot speed obviously much more fleet of foot than Castellanos, and to still have to field it, lead Mookie, and then on the run and still make a tag play, tough play. And he hung in there with Castellanos bearing down on him. But yeah, Mookie's growth has been incredible.
And in that 7th inning, is that the kind of inning from the contact to the base running to manufacturing runs that what you've talked about seeing out of the offense the last couple of weeks, all of that kind of coming together?
All that coming together. Just really good at bats across up and down the lineup, and even, Will being inserted in the game to get a big hit right there versus Kirkering. Can't say enough about what Ben Rortvet's done for us, to be able to kind of hold it down for Will to get into the game. What he's done with our pitching has been incredible. And then, the defensive plays by Freddie, huge plays, even in that 9th inning to get the force out and then to get that kind of in-between hop from Tommy. That was a huge play. So just the at-bats, taking walks and, all of that, the defense, base run, everything just top-notch.
Next question. You go far left, first row.
You mentioned last game with Will kind of getting his feet wedges. What does it mean to have his bat back for situations like this one in the 7th?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, he's our all-star catcher, and so you're just trying to play the middle of getting him back, working him back into kind of game shape, and it's just a little bit tougher to do in the postseason. But when you have a guy like Ben with what he's done, preventing runs, makes it a lot easier. But I do think that now, Will's got his game legs back, and hopefully he comes in good tomorrow for the workout and feels good for Game 3.
Far back on the left, Kirsten.
Dave, back here for Rojas, when with that play in which he was able to get the tag at the base for Trey Turner, he walked off a little gingerly after that. How is he doing, and is there any kind of concern for him potentially moving forward?
Yeah, so Miggy, great play, aggressive, heady play to get Trey at third base on the force play, and then the hamstring tightened up a little bit on him. It's something he's been dealing with for the last few weeks, so wanted to get him out of there. Obviously like Muncy coming to the game, so we'll see how he comes in tomorrow, and his status. I would say it's fair to say he's day to day.
Anything else, Dave? We're gonna go one more back here.
So you heard it right there, Miguel Rojas day to day after the play that he made in the 6th inning. And it was a high-risk play. You go to third the way that he did to end that 6th inning with the Dodgers trying to keep the Phillies off the board the way they did. And boom, he grounded that fielder's choice. And you could have gotten Schwarber at second, but hey, Rojas used those instincts. He thought he could beat Trey Turner to the bag at third, and he does. He beats him to the bag. He gets the out, but it might have cost him a game or two. Thankfully, the Dodgers are one game away. Then you'll hopefully get some extended rest for the NLCS, but that's definitely not good. But that was one of the big plays of the game there. Bottom of the 6th inning, Snell, he strikes out Kemp, then he walks Turner, and then Trey Turner stole second on a play where Will Smith made a really nice throw. If Mookie squeezes that one, he's out. But Mookie couldn't make the play, doesn't make it, and that puts Trey Turner at second, and then he walks Schwarber. That put runners on first and second with one out. He did bounce back. One of the big, I think the at-bat of the game for Blake Snell was striking out Bryce Harper when he did. You had runners on first and second. Remember, at this point, it's a 0-0 game. It was tight. There was no runs in this one. It was an absolute electric, classic pitchers duel. Both guys dealing, and Blake Snell is trying to keep Philly off the board. You got Bryce Harper at the plate. Bryce Harper's a great postseason player. You remember Bryce Harper got hit by Blake Snell that forced him to miss a couple months back when he was on the Padres. When they went against each other in the regular season, forced Harper to miss a couple of months. So they do have some history. He falls behind the count, but he's able to strike him out that slider away. That was a massive pitch. That was the at-bat of the game for Blake Snell to strike out Bryce Harper in that spot for the second out. And then with runners on first and second, he falls behind against Bohm. And then Bohm, he grounds to that fielder's choice. Rojas, he grabs it. He gets to third. He dives. Was it the smartest play? Hey, I'll take the out. And the result was the result. And they need to find a way to get out of that inning. Who knows how anything else plays out? Could he have gone to second? Sure. But I think you get the play at third, and you got to give him credit. Miguel Rojas, one of the heart and soul players on this team. And how about some love for Blake Snell? Lost in all of this is the fact that you got another 6 innings and another dominant performance from your starting pitcher. Blake Snell was excellent in this one. No runs on 1 hit, had 9 strikeouts and 4 walks, but 9 strikeouts in 6 innings of work, 99 pitches, 56 for strikes. He was outstanding in the wild card round. He was outstanding in this one. Blake Snell was great. He did not give up a hit until Edmundo Sosa singled with 2 outs in the 5th inning, and he didn't allow another hit. I mean, it was just great. He walked 4, including 2 with 1 out in the 6th inning, so the walks started to pile up a little bit, and that gave the Phillies their first scoring opportunity of the night. But when you rebound the way he did to strike out Bryce Harper, to get Alec Bohm to ground into that force out with that nice diving play there by Miguel Rojas, he was great. I mean, I give his start. Let me know what you guys grade Blake Snell. I give Snellzilla an A in this one. Blake Snell was fantastic. 9 strikeouts, 6 scoreless. I mean, he had 7 innings last Tuesday in game 1 of the wild card round. So you look at all of the Dodgers starts this season, all 4 Dodgers starts this season, you have gotten at least 9 strikeouts from each guy. Whether it be Shohei, whether it be Blake Snell, whether it be Yamamoto. I mean, this is ridiculous. And each start, you got at least 6 innings. So this is the best starting rotation the Dodgers have ever had in October in my lifetime. I'm calling them the Murderers rotation. That's what they are. Think about this. From 2021 to 2024, the Dodgers had 35 postseason games in that stretch. And in that stretch, they had a starting pitcher go at least 6 innings. Wait for it. Are you ready for this? Ready for this? Drum roll, please. 4 times. 4 times in 35 postseason games from 2021 to 2024. They've already done that 4 times this year with a 1.75 ERA and 36 strikeouts and 8 walks in 25 2/3 innings. That is how good this starting rotation has been. It doesn't matter who it is. They've got more aces than a deck of cards. Blake Snell, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Oh, that dude who hits 2. He had 55 home runs. What's his name? Shohei Ohtani. And we haven't even seen Tyler Glasnow make a start yet. So they have been great. And Blake Snell has been that $182 million man that he was built out to be. I said it at the beginning of the season that you're not going to care about anything he did in the regular season if he performs in the postseason. And so far, he has been outstanding for the Dodgers. And let's go to Blake Snell. We'll hear what he had to say in Philly. And then we're going to read all of your chat. So keep rocking with us here on Dodgers Dugout Live / the Dodgers Nation postgame show.
Like watching that 9th inning play out, and what was the mood like in the dugout?
Yeah, the mood was good. Excitement, belief. I mean, we know we're going to win. We're confident in that. And, we found a way to win, made some really good plays. And, yeah.
With your start, how important, especially early, was it? It seemed like the fastball location was really good, maybe like setting up the secondary stuff. Like, what allowed you to especially get the kind of swings you did against them and work deep in the game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like early on, it was big. I was just trying to figure out what their game plan was and then how I was going to attack. I just faced them not too long ago, so I knew I was going to have to adjust and do some things differently and then keep some things the same as well. So just reading swings, approach, just trying to figure them out and then attack.
Next question. Jack, are we all right? Go back to you.
The at bat to Harper with the sliders, like, or that 2 sequence in the 6, like what was kind of going through your mind there and figuring out how you're going to attack in that spot?
Yeah, I needed weak contact, so I knew I was going to have to attack him somewhere where he could hit. But I felt confident with the slider. Like today, I felt really confident with that pitch, so just kind of rode it out against him, that at bat, and ended up winning. So.
Okay, anything else with Blake? We'll take one more over here on the left. Dylan?
Just what you think of that play by Mookie there, obviously relatively new shortstop to be able to do something that difficult in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, that was like you practice that play all the time, and you never know when it's going to happen, and then for it to happen in the postseason in Philly, tough environment, and to be there, make the throw, make the catch, make the play, it's pretty amazing. So, I mean, everyone was fired up. The dugout went crazy. But to be able to do that play and everyone do it correctly was pretty amazing.
Okay, we good? Anything else? Thanks, Blake.
I appreciate it.
There was Blake Snell. He was outstanding. And, yeah, as far as Luzardo goes, he was really good too. I mean, he had a walk and a single in the first inning, and then he would go on to retire 17 straight Dodgers in a row. And he was at 72 pitches to open up that 7th inning. And that's when the Teo single, the Freddie Freeman double, that put the Dodgers in scoring position. That ended his night. So, yeah, I mean, give credit to this Dodgers team early on. They got to throw 24 pitches, but ultimately he had his way with this lineup. But still, they were able to force him out of the game when they did. And Teoscar Hernandez, he came up big once again.
And just that 7th inning, can you tell us what you were seeing from Luzardo and how the adjustments that you made to then kind of really start something brewing there in that 7th inning?
Just trying to stay selective, not trying to overdo anything, trying to get on base any ways possible, make him throw more pitches so it can be his last inning. Get a pitch that I can handle and I get a base hit.
Did you guys feel just the momentum shifting once you guys were able to get 2 on and then, of course, the pitching change for them?
Yeah. He was throwing the ball pretty good. the first 6 innings. In that situation, we get more selective, more patient at the plate. We were able to get some pitches to hit.
You not only took these 2 games, you took it in an environment that's very hard to play in. What are the emotions like going back home 2-0?
Amazing. Hopefully,
Smile.
yes. Winning. That's why we play. That's why we put so much effort in this. Hopefully, we can get the win on Wednesday.
What was it like seeing that play where they executed the bunt on the wheel route? I mean, that's pretty amazing to do that in something they don't practice in spring training.
Huge. I think that was the key of the game. If they were able to execute that bunt, I think it would be different, the results, but thank God we make that.
How do you describe what it feels like to be up 2-0, especially this team had the best home record in the National League?
It feels really good, especially facing that team. They have a lot of talent. They dominate in the regular season, so especially at home, like you said. And now that we up 2-0, hopefully we can get the next one on Wednesday.
It can't be stated enough. That wheel play was executed to perfection. Dave Roberts said that it was his idea. Mookie Betts said that, or Max Muncy said in the postgame interview that it was Mookie's idea that they talked about during the pitching change to do the wheel play. And you had a bunt. Muncy goes in to get it. Mookie comes in from shortstop. They executed it so perfectly. And the reason why it was so critical is because Harrison Bader comes up. He singled to left. And instead of the tying run scoring from second base, there was 2 runners on base. So it was still a tough spot, but it saved the game, saved the run. It was the play of the game, and it's a play that I think we're going to remember when the Dodgers ultimately win this series. All right, let's open it up to you guys. Let's take all your comments here, and we'll continue to celebrate this one. Thanks for rocking with us here. We got over 4,000 people live on the #1 Dodgers post-game show on YouTube. To read some super chats, I love this from Charlene. Roki changing his last name to Hernandez. Wow. Comment of the show. Long balls Don, $4.99. I'm calling it. Will Smith is slapping one out the field at Dodger Stadium. Hey, is it too soon to start making fun of the Will Smith slap of Chris Rock? I'm seeing what you're doing right there. I love what I saw from Will Smith tonight. Jason Alamio, $4.99. D-Mac, it's Snell's like a win in Dodgerland, but seriously, they should have kept Sheehan in or brought in Bonda. Look, Emmet Sheehan was great. I mean, that was a tough call, and I do think in retrospect they're going to demote Blake Treinen and force him to earn those high leverage spots back. But I think the big key for Emmet Sheehan, he retired the first 4 batters that he faced, but then that 8th inning, the 8th inning just mystery, the 8th inning, the issues continued to plague because the 8th inning has not been friendly to Emmet Sheehan. Max Kepler tripled, but still give him credit. He struck out Kyle Schwarber, and he got Bryce Harper to fly out to keep that lead at 3 runs. So I feel like it was a plus night for Emmet Sheehan. Nick Ramos, $4.99, not to glaze, but that looks so damn sick. Are you talking about the intro? Shout out to my guy Rob cooking it up. We cooked that up, and we worked on the show for a while, so it's going to launch tomorrow. Join us. We're all going to do a live breakdown of that wheel play. It's going to be exciting. We do a lot of Dodgers videos. So if you're a Dodgers fan, if you're a fan of me, you're going to get even more Dodger stuff on that channel as well. We got to Andy Chen. It's always sunny in Los Angeles. Sorry, Philly. Wow. Comment of the show. I love that. It's always sunny in Los. That's the funny thing. I mean, you were talking about sun. We invented the sun. Okay. It's not always sunny. It's always sunny in Los Angeles. That's where the show is really filmed, right? Francisco Verhan, $2. Another Dodgers starter going 6-9. Nice. Bruh. It's me, $4.99. The Murders rotation is crazy. Yep, that's what I call my guys. Long balls, Don. More aces than a deck of cards. D-Mac, 2025. I got you. Long balls, Don. Gosh, man, can you change your name? Kids watch the show. I'd like to welcome the Phillies to my house. Please have a seat. Enjoy the show. Awesome stuff. Let's read some more comments. Go right over to YouTube, the comment section down below. We got, if the Dodgers lose this game, Roberts' reputation will be back in the toilet from David. He would take some hits. He's the guy that absolutely is paid to take those hits. Even though it's a collaboration, the decisions that they make, he's the guy ultimately makes them, and he has to face the music when it's time to do that. National Taco Day tomorrow. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, give me street tacos over Philadelphia cheesesteaks any day of the week. We've got Mario Landaverde, 9 more, and congrats, D-Max, on new champ. Appreciate you, Marvio. You're the man. Yeah, 9 more, guys. Love that. It's the Philly Karen curse. That's a comment of the show. The Philly Karen curse is amazing. That is going to plague them. We should have the Philly Karen like throw out the first pitch at Dodger Stadium. Just have that happen. I'm going to call. We got Dave Roberts only takes credit for the good plays. What about the F-ups? I mean, a lot of times, look, the thing about managing is a lot of them are coin flips. Sometimes you can make a move and it's regrettable, but doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad move. We kind of explained it on this one, but yeah, I mean, no manager's perfect. But for the most part, I thought Dave did a lot of really good things tonight. Putting in Will Smith when he did, that leads to a 2-run single. Finally going to Roki when he did. I think you let Blake Snell stay out there. You don't mess with Blake Snell at all. I think there were some really good pulls in this one. Geektober is still real. Red October getting very dim, don't you think? Yeah, exactly, right. Claudia, what's up? When the Dodgers win on Wednesday, tortoise for everyone, courtesy of DMAC and Dodgers Nation. Honestly, do we gotta guarantee a shoey from Dodger Stadium? A shoey from Dodger Stadium? Would that be epic? Hey, how you guys? From Don Davis. Snelly nastier than DMAC drinking shoey. Love you, dear. What up, Pharaoh? What up, AU Potter? What up, Adam818? Machado fan is Tatis ringworm supplier. That's a good one. That's a good. Finish him. Jose Aguirre, Manny Machado's radar. The Dodgers. We got a Manny Machado fan here. I guess they got the internet in Cancun, huh? Number 1 Machado fan. Yeah, Machado's. How can anyone actually defend Manny Machado like he's anything other than a losing player? Like, you got the loneliest trophy case in all of sports in San Diego. There's no post game for you right now. But, yeah, it's great. Thanks for the views. Just here, Padres fan, do yourself a favor. Like, just go take all your Padres stuff, throw it away, burn it, do whatever. Donate it, actually. Donate it. And just become a Dodgers fan. Just do it. Like, just do it. All right? Just do it. Like, at this point, like, we're not going to judge you. If you want to experience your team winning a World Series, I just say, you know what? Forget the Padres. Join the Dodgers. We'll give you a 1 hour to do it. D-Mac, what's up? Watch from Virginia. Cubs losing. The Philly Karen curse. Yeah, the Philly Karen curse is real. 4-seater. MTV Gen X watcher. No, I'm going to throw out by Philly Karen, but it would be funny if the Dodgers Jumbotron had that Philly Karen film rolling occasionally. Yeah, they should have, like, the Dodgers, the Dodgers being the Philly Karen and the ball being an NLDS win. SD equals season done. We've got payback from 2008 and 2009. Padres equal UPS. All right, guys. So, long show, lots to break down, but tomorrow we're going to do an in-depth breakdown. We're going to do the top 10 biggest moments that decide this series so far. We're going to do some in-depth breakdown stuff. I think we're going to get Jessica Mendoza on the show tomorrow, which should be exciting. And then we got the debut of our new show, the LA Sports Report. So Lakers fans, Dodgers fans, all LA sports fans, do me a huge favor and join that channel. We're going to do a live breakdown of that wheel play. So that's going to be exciting, all kinds of stuff. So that's going to do it. 9 more to go. Dodgers up 2-0 in the series, 1 game away from the World Series. And remember, the number one thing that we learned tonight, Roki Sasaki is officially the Dodgers closer. I don't care what they're saying. I'm looking at what they are doing. Roki Sasaki gets the night. He is the chosen one. He is going to be the Roki of the postseason, even though he wasn't the Roki of the year. He has the composure, the poise, and most importantly, the talent, the stuff to get it done. He is going to be what Frankie Rodriguez was for the Angels in 2002. Roki Sasaki is going to do for the Dodgers in 2025. I'm sorry, Blake Treinen. I'm sorry, Tanner Scott. I'm sorry, any other pitchers in that Dodgers bullpen. Roki Sasaki is the guy. And what really annoyed me from tonight is Dave Roberts already said about Roki Sasaki. He already said that he would be available to pitch for the second time in 3 days, but they still turned to Blake Treinen to open the ninth. You thought it was a lane he could handle? You got righties stacked, but now we know the number one thing that I hope that the Dave Robertson's organization learns from tonight, Roki's your guy. He's your closer. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Dodgers Nation postgame show. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Do me a huge favor if you're willing to support the show, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. We're doing a giveaway on the LA Sports Report too, so find that in the description, and you have a chance to win over there. And buckle up, guys. It looks like we're going to have a long postseason, so let's enjoy the ride together, Dodgers fans. I know that was scary, but we survived, and it's going to be a party in Los Angeles, hopefully in a couple of days. So that's going to do it. My name is Doug McKain. Follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, hit the like button. Special thanks to all you guys out there. Let's do the quick shout-outs at the end. I like to reward you guys for sticking it out to the end, so I'm just going to read names. No, we got Mike Hernandez, Sergio Macias, Jonathan Nelson, Paul Yang, Carmen Alexander, Will G, Claudia, Dusty Willis, Brooding Robot, N-Rock, Sunnyside, #1 Machado fan, who has a Yamamoto PFP, Martin Padilla Jr., Mike Hernandez, Key Boss, Dan Moreno, Luis Valverde, Tina Guzman, Carmen Alexander, A.U. Potter, Mike Hernandez, Hustler 539, Joseph Gaeta, B, Professional Hamamoto, Delirium, N-Rocks, Myria Joe Man, thank you for rocking with us. Derek Oliver, Abel Huerta, you guys are the best fans of the game. The Lizard, King, Eric Schultz, Sunnyside, you guys are the best of the game. See you tomorrow. And remember that nothing, absolutely nothing, brings together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
And when the upcoming winter gives way to spring, rest assured, once again, it will be time for Dodger baseball.